But you know what? I don't really care if no one joins. But anyways, I only have 3 subscribers. But yep, I need to grow, and I'm gonna grow. But. Hey, what's up, viewer? Tell me who you are in the comments, and I'm gonna tell my story.
Alright, they'll just go all summer.
No. But anyways, so my story is how I thought I was gonna die. What? But so, oh, you left. But anyways, I'm still gonna say it, even though no one's probably gonna join. So I only have 3 subscribers. But anyways, so how I thought I was gonna die. So around November, I was, just sitting there, and this one day, my stomach started feeling really, really bad. I thought maybe it's just a little stomach ache. That's what my parents thought. So they kept me home from school, And then I started staying home from school for a week. Then it started being 2 weeks, and so on and so on. So one night, we were eating dinner, and we were eating some that I freaking love to eat. Eating, like, one of my favorite things to eat. But they said if I don't eat it, they're going to take me to the hospital. And I was starting to, like, lose my... They started forcing me to... But anyways, so they said if I don't eat, they're going to take me to the hospital. And I was trying to eat because I don't like the hospital. And I didn't eat. So they took me to the hospital. And they ended up doing a CAT scan on me. And when the results came back, they went to my parents. What? Shh. And they said that I had a ruptured appendix. And it was like 8 o'clock at night. And it took them about an hour to get. Well.
It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So it was about 11 maybe. But anyways, finally when the ambulance got there, I was just sitting there chilling kind of. And then on the ride there, this is the funniest part about it. So at that time when I had to use the restroom, I had to go, no matter what. And I told the girl that I had to use the restroom. And
He's telling his story.
so 0 viewers.
Well, they might look.
Yeah, they might watch it later, even though it's live now.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling the story. That's why I'm telling the story right now.
We're sharing.
We're trying to help you. I'm telling you.
But anyways, so I forgot. Crap. Hold on, let me catch my place.
Wait on you. You're on there and you ain't caddying over the bathroom.
Oh yeah, and she kept saying that we're only like 5 minutes away, and I said I have to go. And finally, I said, do you have a bottle or anything? She said, so she finally went and she got me like a little bottle thing. And as soon as I started, to go, we hit a big bump and it went everywhere. And she kind of started kind of freak out, But then, and hello, Mother Cluckers. But finally, when we got to the hospital, they had me in a little room. And, I was nervous and stuff. And they said that they're probably not going to do the surgery that night because there was still a lot of fluids in my stomach, so they couldn't do the surgery. So they ended up keeping they had an IV in both arms, and they kept me overnight. And this is the week of Thanksgiving, okay? So they gave me my room and stuff, and then I believe it was the next day they took me back for another surgery. They took me back for a surgery, but it wasn't to get the but it wasn't to get the cool Wesley, but it wasn't to get the appendix out. It was to put drain tubes in. So I had one in my stomach and
Bottom.
yeah, bottom. And when I don't really remember when I woke up, so can't really tell anything there.
Whoa.
Eh,
Oh, wow.
what is that?
Damn.
Oh wow.
Run right alongside of us.
See you guys? I'll try to zoom in. I don't think I saw all of them, but anyways. So in the so later on, there's nothing really interesting to say in between that, but finally it was Thanksgiving. Where
Don't forget to mention, Joey, you stayed at the hospital that whole week.
okay. So finally Thanksgiving came, and by that time I wasn't allowed to eat. I only was allowed to drink clear liquid that you could see through. So you could tell I was kind of upset because I didn't really get to eat Thanksgiving dinner. So then finally on Black Friday they started letting me eat, and they said I had to take it slow, like Jello or ice cream or so. So then they kept me for the weekend, and then on Monday I was eating my lunch, and then they came in and said that they was gonna let me come home. They was gonna let me go home on Monday, and then they said that I'm gonna have another a doctor's appointment on December 17th, and so they sent me home with some antibiotics, and I had to take them for 10 days. There was 2 of them, and they were disgusting. I hated them. That's what I did not like to do every day. That's the worst thing to do every day. But yeah, about the first thing I did every day, and the last thing I did every night. But I hated it. And so when I finally went back to school, it was just I had to make up a lot of work and stuff.
It's done.
But anyways, but anyway, so December 17th came, and then this day at school there was a musical thing, and I didn't want to do that, so I was asking my parents to keep me home from it, and they said that I was gonna go home. I was gonna stay home anyway, I was like, really? Why? And they told me that I had my appointment. I was like, oh, okay. So then they were, checking on me, make sure everything was okay. And then they scheduled my surgery, which was January 15th. So I went back to school and stuff. And when January 15th came, I was really nervous. And I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to get ready. And we got there. And when we got there, it was like, I think like 5. Okay? And then, trying to remember, this was a while back. And, oh yeah, it was the surgery. And the surgery was at 6, okay? And they were like,
It looks like a for sale.
they had me in the waiting room. And, we were waiting there for a little bit, okay? And finally, when they called my name, we went back there and they started getting me ready for my surgery. And when they were taking me to the back, they started asking me questions and stuff while they were trying to get me to go to sleep. But the first time when they put the mask on me to get me to go to sleep, I was still nervous and I wasn't really ready. So I said, hold on for a sec. And they were like, okay. And when I was ready to put the mask back on, they started asking me questions about stuff. And finally my vision started like going everywhere. Like everything was going I was seeing stuff in different places. And then my body felt like it was in the same place. Like when I moved my hand, I didn't really feel that I moved it. So during that, I passed out, and they started to perform the surgery and like put the IV in me. Then when I woke up, I was in so much pain, like I could not move. And they kept me in the hospital for a couple of days, I think 2 or 3. And that's it. That's my story. So if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, which I already see that you did right there. And click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click that little bell next to the subscribe button. I will see you next time. Peace.